Alright guys, we are doing this fresh together, so we're going to find out how long this takes. This could be a short video or a long video. I just got home from work. I'm pretty tired, but I figured I needed to do this. So some people have asked if I would record this, so what we're attempting to do today is to sharpen the Sage in Rex121. Initial impressions, nice and ground wells. Taichung really did a good job. I re-oiled it because I carried it for a day. I didn't really use it, I just carried it just to kind of feel it, but good action. So we will see how this does. I haven't clamped it, I haven't really used it much. I do have my tripod in a weird place. It's a cheap tripod. I don't have much desk space, so I've got it sitting almost in front of me, so I'm hoping it won't interfere with the work. So sorry if this keeps going out of angle. I'm really not being able to see the screen. But yeah, this will be first clamp, first run. That's just a little piece of hair, I think. Just kind of got on it because, like I said, I oiled it up. Sorry if I'm slurring, guys. Like I said, I'm pretty tired. So what I want to do, especially with these flat grinds, I need to find my little clamp assistant. I'm gonna pause it to see if I can find that, so I don't have to edit it out. Alright, sorry guys, I usually had two pieces of felt I used to kind of help clamp the blade. I have no idea where they went. I've lost one and now I've lost the other piece, so I'm just gonna grab some, this is just like a cloth I used to clean my guns and stuff with. I like to hold it in there, so I kind of like that. Kind of hold that full flat grind because it's just tapers down pretty easily. It's a little easier doing it this way, and plus it helps the wobble. So let's go ahead and do that. Very ill prepared. Like I said, I just got home and had something to eat, and now I'm just, I think my brain is just tired, guys. So, excuse me. We'll see how that does. Just wanted to be straight and stable. That way it's consistent. Yeah, there's no wobble front to back. Feel like that's gonna, there we go. It hits the heel pretty good. I will tape this edge up a little bit. I do want to take Tom's recommendation about electrical tape. I just haven't gotten any. I usually don't have an issue with hitting anything, but hey, you never know. Since it's not mine, I try to take care of other people's stuff a little better than how I normally do. Let me move this camera a little bit. There we go. Like I said, I'm sorry about the angle, guys. I'm not the best videographer. All right, I need to get some more shop towels, but those are great. They last a lot longer than regular paper towels as far as knife related stuff. I am marking my bevel. But yeah, pretty impressed with Taichung. Always have been. I don't think I've been too disappointed with them, to be honest with you. I will do an eye test. I'll just kind of look down the clamp to make sure it's centered up, and wiggle it, make sure it's stable. I will try. I should do a test run, but I will go ahead and try with my 150 wore out CBN. I've been kind of getting complacent because sharpening work has slowed down a lot. I just haven't maintained it. I'll check my blade stops. That's good there. And let's set it for, let's just see how 18 looks, and then we'll go to 17 if need be. So we'll zero that out. There we go. It's probably around 20 right now. That's the last thing I sharpen, and looks to be about the same distance. Yeah, right at 20.03. So let's bring that down. I know this is pretty boring, so I may try to figure out how to like fast forward through some of this stuff. 18.0.3, 0.03. There we go, 18.01, that's pretty close. All right, I'll just do a light path. I'll be honest, I kind of like that better, and you have a chance to, you've got a chance to go thinner if you want, but you can't. That's pretty close on the other side. It's not bad. I've never really met a lot of Spydercos that are measure the same angle on both sides. So we're at 18 with my 150 CBN. Now the last Rex121 blade that I worked on did not require much reprofiling, so this will be my first real reprofiling job. I see the steel is getting removed. It does feel a little harder than some of the other steels, but that's kind of a given since it is a hell of a steel. When I used the fixed blade that I had in Rex121 before, it lasted forever. I was very impressed. Kind of jealous since it beat my favorite PM2, my 15V PM2, but hey, it's just this will be slower, but it is sharpening it, as you can see the steel dust coming off. Oh, there it is. Now I'm just profiling, so I may just pause it and kind of start recording again when we're doing something, because this is going to be boring as hell. Just in a bit, guys. I'm still profiling. That's the clip side. Don't mind my short shorts, and that is the show side. I've got burrs other than the tip, so I'm just keep trying to keep the bevels evening it all out. Mostly working on the heel because it's a little thinner there, but we're still working on it. So nothing too crazy. I guess I'll record some of the sharpening and stuff. Let me see if I can get this tripod set back up. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. There we go. So while I'm profiling, I will do strokes like this. I'm not putting a ton of pressure. I mean I could, but it's just relaxing for me to do it this way. So I'm trying to get a bit of the bevel evened here to the 18 degrees. Obviously, freehanding or belt sharpening, you're going to have a lot more flexibility in the way you move. But with a clamp system, you are set to the angle you're using normally. But the advantage of the clamp system is you get that precise angle, but the disadvantage is a lot of times you're trying to profile or reprofile at first sharpening a knife that was sharpened freehand, for lack of a better term, on a belt. So it's not exactly precise. I'm just flipping back and forth. I'm not trying to spend too much time in just one area unless I'm kind of looking at it every once in a while and seeing what needs to be hit. And then I'll clean off the steel every once in a while just to kind of make sure everything still looks good without all the dust. It's looking good. Tip is a tip. It's all burred on this side. I'm just trying to work on getting this side even, so it's a little bit thinner here at the heel and a little fatter here, so I don't want to spend too much time, but I also have to, there's a little bit at the tip that's not apex yet, so I'm trying to get to that as well. So not the easiest, it's just, but it's time consuming, and if you spend too much time on one area that you're not supposed to, you could really make it look wonky. And I care more about that for someone else's knife other than mine. A little bug, hello. But yeah, we'll keep doing it. This is taking a while because this is a hard steel. It's not hard to sharpen, it just takes longer because it's definitely a lot harder hardness. Like this stone, you can, it's skating a little bit more than it normally does with like something in the low 60s HRC. When you're getting to the high 60s, almost 70, from what I understand this is, it can, you can definitely feel the difference, but it's not impossible, it's just taking a little longer. All right, I'm gonna pause it and then I'll catch up with you on a bit. All right, I am pretty happy with the profile. I don't want to spend hours on this. I did apex everything, so right now I'm just setting my scratch patterns the same way. It's going from heel to tip, end of the edge. And this also will flip and reduce the burr at this grit. I'm not using a lot of pressure at all. Pretty much the weight of the stone, maybe sometimes less. I will need to refinish or dress my stones after this one, because it needed it kind of before, and hitting something this hard at this HRC is probably put some wear on the CBN stones. It does look a little flat. I need to expose more abrasive. Let's clean this off and get the gunk off. As possible, I'm using a wore out stone. There we go. Normally on the second stone I don't spend too much time, but I do want to, since it is a harder steel, I do want to get those other scratch patterns out and get this all polished at a higher bit. I will check the angle again just to make sure. Uh, 17.99, 18, so not much has changed. Right now we're at J400 CPM, same kind of stone, same brand and everything. I got these stones a while ago. These are pretty much my go-tos. And you can even see the steel dust is a little finer because you're using a little bit finer abrasive. Always be careful at the tip. You may want to do some, like a good tip is put the finger there. That way you don't roll over the edge of the tip. But once you get the muscle memory down, you don't really have to constantly do that. And then you can do that here. This is just going to be pretty repetitive. I don't really have anything to add. I'm doing the same scrubbing motions as before because I don't really want to add more scratches. I'm just trying to polish out the other ones. So that's why you're seeing me go pretty much heel tip, heel tip, heel tip. That's my method. I mean, there's no, I don't want to say right or wrong, but everyone has their own method that works for them. This is what I'm used to. I get a rhythm with it, if that makes sense. And I like to get in a rhythm as I'm doing this because helps me stay consistent and, you know, stay focused on it without losing it. But I will get back to you guys. I'm going to pause it because I don't want to keep adding to the video. All right, guys, I'm back. I've been doing this for a while. I'm just constantly flipping, weakening the burr. Gotta admit, I know it's kind of simple as far as my comparison, but it's like a, if you guys have ever sharpened Rex 45, this is like a Rex 45 on steroids. It keeps I'm gonna enjoy how it feels at a higher grit. I can't remember what I sharpened that fixed blade at 121. I can't exactly remember, but it came out sharp. But it's sharp in apex, but it just feels so, it just stays so aggressive. But it's probably due to all those carbides, just those vanadium carbides, because it's so high I am. All those hard little pieces in the steel. This one's being Rex 121, it's just jack full of them. You see that to an extent with K390, 10V, 15V. You see it a lot in Maximate. You see it a little bit more in Rex 45 for me versus like K390 or 10V, 15V. And this one is like just like that. Let me clean that off and I'll show you guys. I don't make the prettiest edges. I do like them to perform. So I'll show you guys what I have. And if you're wondering, I am sharpening dry. I'm just trying to see the differences. I haven't seen a big difference. It is a little messier and hard to clean up, but yeah, it's definitely, it's like a little razor. It's like a little saw, the way it feels, but it's sharp. But once you run your fingers across the apex, there's no like chipping or anything. It's very smooth. It's a really interesting steel. I wish I had a better way of describing it, but it's biting into the skin, but it just feels so aggressive. But there you guys go. There you go. I'm gonna try to set this back up without dropping it. Yeah, my camera work isn't the best. So I'm gonna move up to this. That was 400 CBN. Moving up to 800. May go up further from there. I just want to get this thing nice and sharp, but I don't want to not have the correct expectations for the steel. I remember it being pretty much like this. Oh damn. I'm sure it should be pretty close, but I do want to zero it just because I'm particular. That's my fault. That's a slip of the brain. Keep it at 18 or as close to as I can. Yeah, this one's because this isn't a stone that's used as much. It's just a hair off. Now 0.05 is not the biggest deal, but the more precise I am, the better I feel about it. Oh, it's starting to really shine. Ooh, I do love the satiny finish that these CBN stones. I'm always intrigued by it. I do need to try to invest in some more stones. It's just been a while since I've invested in anything as far as sharpening tools. Life has taken me in other directions, and you know, the work's dried up. I still get it from time to time, but you know, I don't want to keep dumping money into something that's not bringing stuff in, if that makes sense. But you know, stuff may turn around. Oh, who knows, maybe I'll quit one day. But it is very relaxing. It's been something I've been doing after my day job for a while now, almost every weekday. Obviously, I do take breaks. Weekends, I try not to unless I have a lot of work. Or there have been some weekends where I'll squeeze in an hour or two. You know, in the evenings. I'll save you guys from that boredom. I know I suck at this video stuff, so I'll pause it here and keep going later. Alright guys, I did move up to 2000, J2000, my CBN stone. I've been working on it for a little bit. This is taking a while. I'm just trying to make sure it's all deburred, but it still feels awfully aggressive. Maybe that's why people think it's not sharp from factory, because the steel is so toothy. It does feel like it's behaving a little bit. It feels more aggressive than the Rex121 I got from Levi at Northern Knife Works. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure this will hold that aggression and the geometry for a while. I did use lapping fluid this time just so I can see the steel and kind of clean it off easier. That's this stuff. I just put it in a small bottle. I put the finer the grit, the less I put of that. Just doesn't need as much when you go up in grit. We'll see how this etch comes. If it doesn't turn out the way I want it, I mean, no biggie. We're learning. This is really the first time I've had to reprofile one slightly. The other one from Levi was pretty much set at the angle. I believe his is around 20-ish. But again, I don't remember. You have to pardon my old man memory. Passes and see how it feels after a strop. Try number one. Even though I've cut off a lot, this is probably going to end up being a pretty long video, but it's fine. People who want to watch it can watch it and fast forward to the parts they need. I'm not sure if I'm giving any tips that'll help, but maybe it'll help someone out there. Let's do one more pass and kind of see how it feels after. Yeah, with the lapping fluid already kind of keeping the steel suspended in it, it makes it a lot easier to clean off. But I still use that isopropyl alcohol. When you're doing this, just be careful. I've luckily not cut myself wiping the blade, but if you do it the wrong way, you can slice your finger wide open, knock on wood. But I never do that, and I hope you guys don't run into that either. I've had plenty of cuts from carelessly, yeah. It's all apexed. Stupid aggressive. Stupid aggressive. Let's flip that back. I always start back on. I always clamp it with the clip side up. It's just habit. I'm grabbing my, keep my stroppy stuff strops in here. Max over at Stroppy Stuff made some amazing 6x1 leather strops. There we It's not too dirty, but it's got its 1 micron on here. So let's do some passes. I will check the angle. Now this is a stiffer leather, so I will pretty much hit it at the angle I was sharpening. I used to experiment with lowering and raising angles depending on the strop, but I usually don't do that too much anymore. Thinking I had some mad crazy technique or something, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just gonna sharpen a tool. I forget what J 2000 ends up as far as American grit. I have a conversion chart saved somewhere, but I don't remember what the exact grit number that is, because I normally go to J400 or J800. I don't do a lot of high polishes. I just don't feel the need for them. There's some other amazing sharpeners that their technique for polishing steel is beyond mine. And kudos to them. I am just a low man in this game. I try not to strop too much, and stroppy stuff works pretty quick. It's a very fast-acting diamond emulsion, but I don't want to. Oof, that made a difference. So that's 1 micron. I'll put that back in the bag. After every grit, you do want to wipe it off. I'll just flip the napkin around and make sure we're not cross-contaminating. I probably am doing it a bit because that shit's rubbing on this cloth. Oh well. Alright, next on the stroppy stuff list is the .25. I have these named on the bag. Sorry, I don't know where the camera is. I'm really not looking at it. So that's the .25 micron stroppy stuff. On a stroppy stuff strop, same kind of strop. I would highly suggest you guys try to get one if when he makes another batch, or if he has. I haven't kept up with that stuff yet. Now, I have checked the dimensions for his strops, and they are all the same. I don't feel the need to have to check. I should, because stuff does wear down. You guys might see me kind of curve out first, because I'm trying to follow the scratch pattern, because when I was with the stone, I go from heel up to the tip, so the scratch patterns kind of go this way. But when I'm stropping, since we're going away from the tip, the edge, I like to follow the scratch pattern, kind of strop with it. That's my preferred technique. And then you notice when I'm at the tip, I go out first, so I make sure I hit the very tip. That's why I'm kind of swinging out a bit at the tip when I start. Like I said, I can't remember the exact progression I used on Levi's on his fixed blade. It was a very nice fixed blade. I think his model is called the Stinger. I don't know if he's changed the model at all, but it was a super, super handy little fixed blade with a nice long handle. I wanted to keep it, but I thought it'd be cool to do a giveaway. Hopefully, the person who won that is getting some good use out of it. Who knows? If not, it's not the end of the world. I'm sure someone's getting use out of it. Now this one's 0.1 micron. Now I don't know. I'm not an expert. This is me really experimenting to see if the 0.1 does anything. It doesn't work that fast because it's so fine. Just want to see how it acts, how it feels after. I do see some steel coming off, so that's good. But I'm figuring with the carbides like this, it may like that finer microstructure and finer microns. Now this being such a different steel than I normally use, I don't want to judge it by the way it feels against because I normally feel the edge. Kind of let it, I don't know if cut's the right word, but I do let it kind of sink into the skin to see how much bite it has, how it feels. But so I don't want to give it that judge. It does feel a lot different than, say, normal stainless or normal tool steel that I normally use. All right, and what I do is I feel, make sure my finger's not catching. And before I forget, I will bag up this my strop. I try to keep everything organized, even though I'm not really organized. Put all these back in my little cubby. Alright, I'm not even going to feel. I'm just going to take it off, clean it off, and we're going to find out together how this is, okay? You and me, guys, you and me. Alright, let's clean this guy off. Get a nice clean spot on the shop towel. Now, I hope the audio is not shitty. I really hope it's not shitty. It'll be the worst video ever, and then it'll be a waste of however long I've been sitting here doing this. I should do it on camera. There we go. I will try to oil this after I'm done testing. I've only had it for a little bit, but I'd hate to get the patina on someone else's knife. Alright, so that's a 2000. Strop down to 0.1 micron on the stroppy stuff. Oh, that's so fucking aggressive. It's just like a chainsaw. Not in a bad way. That's like just, ugh, it's nasty. I did order some more Rizla paper. It actually is supposed to be delivering tonight. That's the way I test the fine edge. Rizla paper is just rolling paper. I will stand it up. Maybe you guys have seen my stuff where I'll cut it standing up. That's a pretty hard test because that's a very thin paper. Alright. Yeah. It's sharp. I may have to work on the heel a bit more. Might be a spot that I have to redo, but hey, we're learning together. Yeah, it's got a lot more bite than it had from the factory edge. I may hit this, put this back on there, work on the heel. But yeah, even at 2000 grit, that's something you normally hear at lower grits on other steels, so. That's it, guys. Sorry. I'll try to get all this edited together and, you know, share that with y'all. Peace.